Hey, YouTube. Bill Cosby. All right, Bill Cosby, they finally got you. They've been trying this for a few years now. He had a mistrial the first time. I don't know. Bill Cosby, they say he could face up to 30 years, which that won't happen. And I think even with old people, they even consider your age and so forth and your health. That he'll probably get I don't know. If he even got 10 years, a life sentence. Story of Bill Cosby, though, I mean, it just doesn't make. All right, this is a man who got involved in a fucking fetish. A fetish. Sexual fetish. If you are a huge Hollywood star, I mean, he had been, not only did he have a #1 show, he had movies, he had been on several series. This man had everything you can imagine having in show business. Mansion, beautiful wife, and all this kind of stuff. And it all came down because of what? A dumbass fetish. At one point, Bill Cosby confessed that he was drugging girls with Spanish fly. I remember that story well. A couple years ago, he said that while he was still in school, while he was still in college, I assume, discovered Spanish fly. This stuff is sold over the counter in little sex shops and things like that. And he developed a desire, apparently, allegedly. He developed this thing in his mind where it felt better to have sex with somebody who was unconscious. There are people who like that, apparently, because remember that guy, Andrew Luster, I think his name was, who was accused of the same kind of crime, ended up doing a tremendous amount of time, who was an heir to the Max Factor. I believe Max Factor is the company. Could be some other cosmetic company. Anyway, I think his name was Andrew Luster. He did the same thing, drugging girls, having sex with them. Everyone knows there are date rape drugs, so beware, people, of what you do. Even now, there are date rape drugs out there that will make people conscious or semi-conscious. You can do anything you want with them. Bill Cosby. Well, you were what's the point in having the fame? I mean, if you're a famous, just like Donald Trump said, when you're famous, you can do what you want. There are tons and tons and tons of little starlets, little actresses who want to break into business, people who are looking for rich sugar daddies. They're just people. I mean, if you're a famous movie star, you can have sex. But he developed this thing about them being unconscious or semi-conscious. I don't know the psychology, but people need to be studying what made that attractive. I think it would be very interesting to know that. Why would it be more attractive to have sex with somebody unconscious than a breathing human being? It's a dumb crime. And he did it over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm not one of those types that, oh, he's innocent and all that. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that he did do this thing where he thought perhaps it wasn't his. Maybe he thought that if the girls were unconscious, they couldn't have, they wouldn't remember him having sex with them. No, I don't buy that though. What I was saying was maybe since he was a big celebrity, a big star, it would people could have something on him if he was caught having sex with a lot of people. But I don't think that really washes. This man enjoyed having sex with unconscious people. That's just it. And I've heard of it before. Luster is a good example of that. So we don't know what's going to happen with Bill Cosby now. The man is 80 years old. I don't know what to say about it because by the time he's processed into the prison system, he could be dead. So Some people say that he won't end up, he maybe end up with just 23 months. I think someone said that's the minimum. The main thing is going to come from this, and I don't know why it should matter to us if he goes to prison or not. The main thing is going to come from this, that he is now being convicted of 3 counts of these crimes. So in the civil suits, which I'm sure are going to follow, these girls have struck gold. I mean, I'm not saying that there's anything good or right about what happened to them. They certainly have a right to sue. But now he's been convicted of those crimes, which basically says that you can't deny that it happened because you're being convicted of it. So the money is what's coming next. I'd imagine there are going to be 3 separate lawsuits. Perhaps, maybe other people, all the other people that he's supposedly victimized, perhaps they can sue. I mean, they can't. He was only legally liable because the cases were so old with these 3 people. They're probably going to win their suits. But I don't know about all these other women. I don't know what the number is. Is it 40 or 50 people who's accused him of doing this or something like this? A lot of careers that never happened. A lot of people who could really use a couple $1 million. If they start coming forward, they could clean this clock. There's no doubt about that. So no one's, I was looking on the news, of course everyone's reporting on this. They're not saying anything about the civil suits, lawsuits. But if people are able to, because he's been convicted of his crimes, even if they're people who couldn't charge him because the case was too old, they still now have evidence that he does these crimes. So we don't know. But these lawyers, they're all about to get busy. Everybody's going to get paid. All these lawyers is about to get paid big time trying to hold on to some of this money that these people are going to come after. And this is Bill Cosby's fault. I can't be convinced at this point that he didn't do any of them. I mean, after 50 people, it's hard to deny. And I even heard him say that he used to give these girls Spanish fly in some routine he was doing way back. He was a star. It just seems, I mean, he should have got help whenever he developed this obsession with Spanish fly, which later progressed to other drugs. Because they don't make no sense. He could have had all the sex he wanted. He was a huge star. All the money in the world. All the money in the world, and you have to have sex with a person practically dead or unconscious. Why can't you be conscious? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand everything. But now Bill Cosby has been convicted. Changes the whole game. I think it is going to come down to the money. I don't know if society benefits from him going to prison for any period of time, really. There are he's going to be punished in other ways now. I'm guessing the lawsuits are going to start being filed right now. And I don't know that he will get much time in prison. Maybe they'll give him house arrest, community service, huge fines. I guess the prosecution of this thing is $3 million, but apparently Bill Cosby is a very wealthy man. He's particularly wealthy if he has a plane. They said in court that the prosecutors wanted to keep him in jail because he owns a plane. And there was an outburst, and Bill Cosby told him, "I don't got no plane, asshole," or something like that. But losing his case meant more than just whatever jail time or prison time he's facing. I'm sure this is a big concern for them. So, all right, everybody's about to get paid. Bill Cosby, it's your choice. You did it for years. It ain't like you did it for 2 or 3 times or something like that. I mean, this was an obsession. And now it's over, I guess. No, actually, it's really another phase of it is beginning. All the civil suits, which are going to really, really impact this dude.